For many of us on the go, it's not always realistic for us to get to a gym, but you don't need a gym to get a really good workout. Whether you're working out at home, in the office, or even traveling, I'm going to show you the best exercise equipment options for you. By the end of this video, you'll know the pros and the cons of top exercise equipment, and you'll be able to choose which one is best for you. I've been a flight attendant for over a decade. That's a long time. And I'm very serious about my workouts. Maybe you can relate. When I'm on the road, so many things can just get in the way. Lack of time, predictability, and access to gyms and tools. Seems like 101 things, and the list just keeps going on. So I know how important it is to find the right tools that can really help. And I want to help you find the right tools as well. I've used the same exact equipment that I'm going to be showing you all over the world. And I think they're going to be just as indispensable for you as they've been for me. Welcome back to Best Life on the Go. I'm Derek, and I give on-the-go solutions for on-the-go lives. The only job of a good piece of equipment is to create resistance in your workout. Really, that's it. And the right one for you should fit your lifestyle. So in our case, one that's going to fit your budget and also where you'll be working out. Luckily, there's some really effective exercise equipment that's not only effective, but really affordable. There are 4 pieces of equipment that I really like if you plan on a home workout or a travel workout or even an office workout. I'll explain their pros, their cons, their top uses, and a pro tip for each piece of equipment. If at any time you have a question about the equipment we're using, or you'd like to see a routine using them, let me know in the comments below. First, we have resistance bands. Pros, this is the most travel-friendly of the equipment we're going to go over. They fit in a bag or even a purse, and they come in a variety of resistance levels. I think they're probably your best option for an office because they're just so easy to tuck away, and even using them is pretty discreet. Cons, even though these are very effective, they are a lot more limited in their range of resistance. They can also be hard on the skin since there's no handle, just the bands themselves. I would suggest using some workout gloves or covering any part of your skin that's going to touch them, such as your legs. Top uses. To hit your back muscles and your bicep muscles, you can anchor them to your feet or your legs, whether you're sitting or standing, and pull back. I also love doing back flies with these. You just hold your hands out straight in front of you, pull back without moving your elbows. To get your shoulders, you just simply hold one side with your free hand and push up with the other side. But my favorite exercise with exercise bands is the hip extensions, which get your glutes. That's your butt. You can add resistance to pretty much any muscle group just using these bands. Top tip for resistance bands. Look for bands with a higher range of resistance. That way you can grow with the bands as you get stronger. I linked the one that I use in the description below. Second, we have resistance cables. Pros for resistance cables. Exercise cables have more resistance than exercise bands, which is great if you're a little bit more advanced. They can anchor to a door hinge, so it's a little bit easier to use. But you can also anchor them under your feet, so they're a very versatile exercise tool. They also have handles, so it's a little bit easier on your skin than exercise bands. You can even get ankle bands to get a really good exercise for your glutes. Yeah, the glutes again. They're still very portable, taking up only a little bit of room in your bag or in a backpack. Cons for workout cables. They may be too obtrusive for a purse or for the office. You also need to change out the different bands to adjust the weight in between your workouts. This can really affect the rest period that you have in between your different exercises. To really get their full effect, you also need to have access to a door. They also need more space to use with a door, so it can get pretty cramped in your hotel room. Top uses for workout cables. I love these for the back. You can anchor them to a door's top hinge or the lower hinge and get a really good range of exercises for your back. Just insert the door anchor that comes with most sets. Thread the desired resistance band through the loop and then attach the handles. You'll also have plenty of resistance for any of your bicep exercises. You can use the door anchor for this also, or just simply stand on the bands so that each side has an equal length and then do bicep curls that way. And they're also amazing for your shoulders. You can stand on it or use the door anchor for those as well. I personally have used resistance bands exclusively for months at a time, especially if I'm traveling a lot, and didn't miss the gym and was still getting results. Top tip, you can double up the bands to get more resistance and also shorten the length of the band. And that's essential to do if you have a really small space that you're working out in. Also, you can play with the resistance of the different bands beforehand and only pack the cables that you really need. That way you're freeing up more space in your bag. The third piece of equipment that I recommend for your workouts is a pull-up bar. The pros of using a pull-up bar. If you are really looking to build back muscles and bicep muscles, it is an excellent option. It really lets you get a little bit more resistance and the range of motion is excellent. You can set one of these up permanently in a doorway and that is very motivating to see, or you can get one that goes up and down whenever you need it. It's also really great for your lower abs if you do leg raises, and even though it is a bit clunky, it will still fit in a suitcase. Cons of a pull-up bar. It's really not appropriate for an office or a shared space, and taking it with you is a bit of a hassle because it's a little big and it does require taking it apart partially and then reassembling it. And you'll still need something for your shoulders and pretty much all of your other muscle groups besides your back and your biceps. Top uses for the pull-up bar: pull-ups, leg raises, and different types of pull-ups. I've had a pull-up bar for years and I still pull it out at least a couple times a month just because it's so easy to use and it's a really effective home workout tool. Pro tip: if you do want to take this on the road with you, you only need to break it down partially, saving you lots of time and also the puzzle of how to put it back together, which screw goes where. Also, hotel room doorways tend to be a little bit wider and taller than your doorways at home. So it can be incompatible with your pull-up bar. And to be honest, the nicer the hotel, the more likely it is that they have big doorways and they'll be incompatible with your pull-up bar. So it does help to know where you're going to be using this and if it's going to fit before you go through the hassle of packing a pull-up bar. Next up, we have push-up bars. Pros for push-up bars. Push-up bars are really helpful when you're doing push-ups. They reduce stress on your wrists, they give you more flexibility in the angle of your hands, and they give you a wider range of motion when you're doing your push-up, which means your workout is also going to be more effective. They also only take up a little bit of room, so you could probably find a really good place to hide them in your home or your office or in your bag. And the cons for push-up bars: their uses are very limited. It's pretty much just push-ups with these. You also need to make sure that your center of gravity is correct with these before you start doing your push-ups to make sure that you're not rolling the handles while you're doing your push-up. So I recommend practicing once or twice before you get into the groove and into your workout. Top uses: push-ups. That's it. Pro tips for your push-up bars. I really like push-up bars that come apart. They're easy to store and every bit helps when you're trying to travel with exercise equipment. Also, you can change the resistance of your push-ups just by changing the angle of your legs. So if you get on your knees, it'll be an easier push-up, or if you put your legs up on something, it will be a harder push-up. Now I have some bonus equipment for you. The thing is, you don't need to buy any equipment to get resistance in your workout. And you probably already know a lot of the movements that will get you resistance just by using body weight. For example, squats, lunges, push-ups, dips, and calf raises. So what are the pros of not using equipment and just using body weight? Well, it's free and it doesn't take up any space in any bags. And you could pretty much find a routine anywhere online for free using just body weight and getting a good workout with resistance. And cons of just using body weight. I think the weakest point of not using any equipment is trying to hit your back, your biceps, and your shoulders. It's just really hard to hit those. So I do suggest trying to find some kind of equipment if you want to get a full body workout. It's also really difficult to isolate certain body parts, such as your bicep, without using any type of equipment. And a pro tip for not using any exercise equipment is you can find things around your home or your hotel to add resistance, even for your back, biceps, and your shoulders. I really like water bottles and backpacks, but really anything that is going to be safe for you to hold and is an appropriate weight can be really effective. Having a suitcase or a bag or a water bottle is really great because you can adjust the weight just by filling them or emptying them. If you like this video, check out one of these and give it a like and hit the notification bell, where I give more on-the-go solutions for on-the-go lives.